Hello students, in this video I will teach you chapter number 7 from English Reader. The name of the chapter is Packing. I will explain the chapter to you with a summary. I will read it out to you and explain. Further, you have to read the chapter line by line from your book, and if you have doubts, you will clear it. Now I'll start reading the summary and explaining it to you. As Jerome, Harris and George are ready to set out on a journey, they start packing for it. So 3 friends are introduced and the name of the characters are Jerome, Harris and George. So they are ready to go out for a journey and they start packing. Being the narrator, Jerome describes how the packing experience went. So the person telling us the story is one of the friends and his name is Jerome. He tells us about the experience of packing. We can see that Jerome is quite confident with his packing skills as he handles it all alone, while in reality, he wishes to simply supervise the packing session while making his friends do the work under him. Now, Jerome is very good with packing. He has amazing packing skills. He is very neat and tidy when he is doing his work of packing everything. So, because he was so good at it, he thought that he is going to be the instructor. He will tell both his friends Harris and George to do all the packing, how it is to be done, and he will just supervise. He will keep checking on them if they are doing the right work or not. He will not help them, he will just guide them to do all the packing. However, they listen to him and let him handle it all by himself while they sit and relax. This does not impress Jerome, nonetheless, he gets to do it. Now, his friends did not listen to him. They told him that because he is so good with packing, so he should be the one doing the packing and they're going to sit and relax and look at him. So finally, Jerome was not left with any option. He was doing all the packing and his friends were sitting and chilling around. Finally, after a long packing session, he packs the bag up while his friends watch him quietly do all the work. So finally, after he was done with his packing, he was tying the bag up, he was shutting it down while his friends were quietly looking at him. Soon, Harris tells him about the shoes that he did not pack and Jerome will have to reopen the bag to make space for them. So, while he was about to close the bag, while he was doing it, Harris reminded him that Jerome had forgotten to put his shoes. So now, Jerome has to again open his bag and make space so that the shoes also fits in. Thus, after learning about the shoes, Jerome remembers his toothbrush which he did not pack. In order to find it, he empties the hole just for one toothbrush. Alas, he finds it inside a boot and packs the bag again. So, while he was again looking for the shoes to pack in the bag, he was also reminded that he did not pack his toothbrush. So, he was not sure about it whether he packed it or not. So to find his toothbrush, he again took all the clothes, all the things out of the bag to see where the brush is. Finally, the brush was inside the boot, inside the shoes. And so again, he takes all the things and packs the bag. After that, we see that one more query arises for the soap by George. Consequently, this irritates Jerome so much that he does not pay heed to it and packs the bag anyway. So finally, after he had almost packed the bag, then George told him that he had forgotten to pack the soap. Now Jerome was already very irritated because he had already taken out all the stuff to search for his toothbrush, so he did not care about the soap. He had anyway packed it again. However, to his mistake, he has to reopen it again due to his spectacles being locked inside the bag. So he did not open the bag for the soap again, to put it inside. But after he had packed all of it, he was then reminded that his specs were already in the bag. He had by mistakenly put it over there. So again he had to reopen it to look for it and take the things out. So the packing session had finally ended at 10 o'clock. So by 10 o'clock, after a few hours of, putting all the things inside and then again taking it out, after a lot of confusion and forgetting to pack things, it was all over at 10 o'clock. Further, after taking such a long time to pack, Jerome's other 2 friends packed the hampers themselves to show him how it's actually done. Now, Jerome had taken a lot of time to pack the suitcases, so his friends told him that they will show how the hampers are packed and it does not take so long. Now, hampers are basically those little tiny bags in which we keep the food items and everything. However, his friends are similarly gawky and break many things, including a cup, into pieces. Now, the friends were confused, they were quite clumsy with their packing, and they had broken a lot of things. And one of the things that they had broken included a cup. So, a cup was broken into pieces. Further, they squashed tomatoes and tread on butter while also smashing the pies. So the tomatoes, the butter, the pies were there. Everything was squeezed and smashed and everything was a mess. In addition, there is salt flying here and there during the process. Again, there was salt all around in the air and the ground. Thus, after much chaos, they try to put things back in order. So, after making so many blunders, so many mistakes, they thought that they will finally do the packing again and very nicely they will come to an end. As in, the packing session will come to an end. However, it is not as successful as their pet dog Montmorency worsen things. He sits on things meant to be packed and climbs into the jam as well as crushes lemons as if they were rats. Now, they thought that they are going to do the packing now in a better way, but it is not possible because this time it is their pet dog. Their pet dog disturbs them. He climbs on the jam and then he crushes lemons like they are rats. But finally the final packing ends at around 12:50 in the night. So 10 o'clock Jerome had finished his packing and it took literally 2 hours and 50 minutes for the rest of the friends, the two of them, George and Harris, to complete packing the hampers at night. After a tiring packing session, they decide the time to get up for the next morning and George dozes off before engaging in this conversation. So, they had thought that they will plan what time they have to get up in the morning. They discuss, but George is not interested. He was very tired. He slept. So, finally, Harris and Jerome, they mark 6:30 as the wake up time and go off to sleep. So finally they decide that at 6:30 in the morning they will wake up and leave for their trip. So this was their experience of packing, the clumsy experience, and it had taken a lot of time. So now I hope you have understood the chapter. I want you to read it line by line, and further if you have doubts you can clear it out. So this is it for the chapter and the video. Thank you so much for the patience, all of you.